All right, we're getting ready to install our Voodoo fastback roll cage, 2025 Pro S. First step, gaining access to these bolts. You need to remove this fender. Inside, remove one bolt here, one bolt down here. Gonna remove one here, there. And you got two push darts, one here, then the fender comes off, just like this. Step two, the Voodoo cage install. Remove the Torx here, one on the opposite side for your speaker. This just slides up, the speaker comes off. We can slide this up out of the way. Step three, we're gonna remove cage bolts there, cage bolts there, and back here. And then lift the cage off. Quick tip on the cage install. The frame chassis has enough weight that without the cage supporting it, it does actually tend to sag in the middle. Going to remove these bolts with the weight on the tires, I noticed they were in a bind and not wanting to come out. So I jack up the car, put stands under the middle. May have to move those forward some more, but if you get the balance right of your safety stands, it'll unload the chassis, make the cage removal and install much easier. So with the help of my wife, could not videotape, our hands were full. We got the old cage off and the new cage on. This Voodoo cage fits super nice. I've got a bolt in the middle that lined up. I've got a bolt in the back lined up with minimal effort. Same over here, we're lined up there, there, and there. Our front is actually not lined up. I have the safety stands under it. Typically that is the way to go. It looks like maybe if I jack the front of the car up, it'll help that line up. We'll find out. All right, with the dog's help and the removal of the jack stands there, so the weight is back on the tires, these bolts lined up relatively easy. Got them in. Everything else is lined up with the exception of these. So I put a ratchet strap around the cage, hooked to down here, trying to pull that cage down and get those lined up. I think it's gonna work pretty good. Our next step is our speaker guards. Based on the intrusion bar, there's no way to slide this up to get to those bolts. So what I did is cut it completely on the back side. So hopefully I'll snap it over and the speaker itself goes around this and attaches to both sides, which should hold it together. We'll see. All right, Voodoo cage install. Next step. That bolt went in easy. This one, not so much. I tried the strap from here down, which helped. I did end up removing the speaker. The first time doing that, there's a release tab here and here. And there's a quick, like a thumb screw that goes right here. So once you get this thumb screw removed, that goes right there, you can pull out on that release tab and that one there, and the speaker actually pops up. Even though this crossbar is in the way, you have just enough room for the speaker to come up and out. The connector, super easy to get to, right there. With the speaker out, I had access to the back side, made it easier to get the bolts in. All right, so I've got all the bolts in snug with an impact. Removed both speakers in order to get access to these to make them easier. These were the hardest part of lineup. Everything's in. I am actually gonna torque the bolts. I recommend you look up the torque specs. An M12 bolt is typically between 70 and 80 foot-pounds. I'm gonna go to 75. And an M10 bolt is usually around 40 to 45 foot-pounds. I don't have the proper torque spec, but I'm gonna torque them to 40 and 75. Quick update on the cage install. The speakers, I notched for the intrusion bar. Could have done this one a little bit cleaner. Second one always comes out better. Here's what it looks like. I cut it down the center so it will fit over, and then did a pipe cut out from there. There's a molded seam, which was a good indicator, down, and then just above these notches for the speaker tabs was the bottom measurement. So just made a half pipe notch, and it fits pretty good. Hey, it's John with Glamisdunes.com. Thought I'd show off this awesome RZR build we've been working on. Huge thanks to DRT Motorsports, Baja Designs, 5150 whips, Moto United here in St. George. We used Voodoo Cages and Elite Powder Coating also here at St. George, Utah. We've got Elite Powder Coating, did all the powder coat. They did the bumper up front. We've got our DRT grill, our Baja Designs S1 lights, DRT mirrors. We also got some Triple S off-road rock sliders, as well as trailing arm sliders, DRT shock guards, our 5150 whips, DRT shifter gate, shift handle, grab handle. Back here we've got the DRT trunk lid. Thing came out awesome. Soon we're going to do PCI radios. We got 35-inch Maxxis Rockzilla tires.